Hi, team. Today we're talking about grading. I wanted to talk about grading because it's become a little bit unusual lately. Back in the day, back when I was in school, an 80 was 90 to 100, a B was 80 to 89, a C was 70 to 79, a D was 60 to 69, and an F was anything below 60. Nowadays, it's gotten even harder to get an A, and a lot of schools have their range anywhere from 92, 93, 94 up to 100 and 100 plus. So there's times when people will have more than a 4.0 because they got more than 100 points. That really means there's being a lot of extra credit that somebody's getting. So realistically, back in the day, past 100 was not necessarily a thing. So a B in general has been going from 82 to 93, a 72 to 81 for a C, and a 65 to a 71 for a D. And then I've seen both below a 65 and below a 60 for failing. So this D might even be 60 to 71, but they've made it even, more difficult to get the higher grade. So I wanted to explain something because everybody's like, oh, I want my kids to get A's and B's. And that's true. We all want somebody to do as well as they can do. But quite frankly, a C is an appropriate mark. A C means that you have average and adequate knowledge of the material. Okay, so you need to target at least a C or better. So if you're not the best student or you don't love school, you still want to get at least a C. You want to say, yeah, like I got it. I got the general gist of it. The nuances of it maybe were hard for me. Okay, but try your best to at least get in the C range, okay? The 72 to the 81. Of course, we'd like you to get a B or an A, but people's circumstances are such sometimes that really is not a thing. So getting a C is great. Now, a B means that you understand the material better than average, a very good knowledge of the subject matter. Okay, you can answer most of the questions that get asked. An A is somebody who's supposed to have a full knowledge of the material. They completely understand it and they could teach others. Okay, you have all had one of those kids in your class who just really was like, I get this. And they usually get high marks on the test. Maybe they make a mistake here or there. Some of the difficulty is you can't memorize a formula or can't keep a formula in your mind, and teachers require you to know it, not look it up. That is actually quite a few reasons why some people get a C or a B instead of an A. It isn't that they don't understand the material, it's that there's something they had to memorize that they couldn't memorize and recall during the test. But there's a lot of you are like, I can Google it and I can get the answer and know how to use the formula. So keep that in mind. But one of the things I really want to explain to you is how this compares in the workplace. So if you were to get a C, let's say you're a plumber and you have a C amount of knowledge. That means as say an apprentice plumber, you're going to be allowed to do things like maybe you'll snake a drain. So you might be able to unclog a toilet. You might be able to unclog a sink. Maybe you can put in put in a couple of fixtures or something. Like maybe you can change out the faucets. Okay. If you have a B level, right, so you're only going to be allowed to do certain things. And you might be able to assist somebody who has a B or an A level knowledge on anything. So dig a hole, somebody says dig that there, put that there, solder this here, you might be able to follow along. Somebody who has a B level of knowledge in plumbing is going to be able to put in a garbage disposal. They're going to be able to solder copper together. They're going to be able to sweat a joint. Okay? Somebody who has an A level of understanding can help design the lines. They can figure out where the bends should be to minimize the amount of copper you're going to be using. They're going to tell you the best place for the sinks. They're going to be able to tell you how to put in a stack. They're going to be able to put in the stack. They will understand about backflow to make sure that no feces comes back at you and things like that. So those are how the different levels work. So consider that in school. If you really want to understand how to communicate with people, do your best to get better than a C in English or in literature or in social studies, okay? If you really want to be able to be a doctor, then you need to be getting the B's and the A's in science because you want to be able to give drugs to people as far as the correct amount, right? So that really matters. That's why in some cases a C is not going to be quite good enough. But in a lot of jobs, a C is good enough. And also you'll get to the other levels of knowledge. So you could become a master plumber because your C knowledge is just when you're new at it and you're beginning, and you do it for 10 years and you become an expert and you start to understand and know everything and things start to click. There were a lot of things when I was young that I did and I got the grades and I memorized. But boy, let me tell you, as an adult, a lot more things have clicked and I'm like, oh, that's why that is the way it is. And I can figure out a lot more things, and you'll be able to too. So do your best to get a C or better, and do your best in school, and good luck to you. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe and like. Thanks. Bye.